Hi guys, it's Johnny from the Kiss and Tell podcast. You can find more of my content at johnnycassell.com, where you can learn to attract and seduce the women you want.
Hello guys, and welcome to another Kiss and Tell podcast. Today I have got Simon Sayz on the show. Now, I can't tell you enough about Simon. Simon is a great trainer. He's been getting fantastic feedback from all the students that I know he's been working with. And he's a guy that his field of expertise really is sexual escalation. That's where he prides his training in. Is there anything you want to expand on there, Simon?
Yeah, hey everyone. Like Johnny said, my name is Simon, also known as Simon Sayz. I'm a dating and lifestyle coach for kz-noble.com. I've been in the game, the seduction community, for about 5 years, and I've been teaching seduction game pickup, whatever you want to call it, for the last 3 years. And I've worked with more than 200 students on boot camps, one-on-one trainings, the 7-day mastery pickup course, and on Skype, because there's a lot of guys around the world that I can't get to. So I do some training on Skype as well. Like Johnny said, my style of game, I call it natural, direct, authentic, sexual man game. Basically, the basis of everything that I do is sexual escalation, how to be a sexual confident man and know how to express yourself as a sexual confident man when you're dealing with the opposite sex. That's my style of game. Because I believe game is 70% sexual confidence and inner game, and then 30% techniques, tricks, tactics, and all that stuff. So I specialize in the 70%, which is sexual confidence and inner game. And then on top of that, then I'll give you some techniques, tips, tricks, all that stuff to just boost your game.
Yeah, okay, so well, before we get on to all that, like, offering the guys some techniques and having the right approach and mindset, before we start talking about that, where did you come from, Simon? Like, what's your background? I think that'd be pretty cool to sort of share with the listeners right now, so they can get a feel of, be able to relate to your story.
Just like a lot of guys trying to learn this stuff. I was, at some point in my life, I was just trying to learn this stuff as well. I was frustrated, really. I was depressed. I was angry because I just couldn't get success with women. And I came from a background where I was very introverted, very shy, zero social skills whatsoever. I came from a religious background, so as I was growing up until I was 18, I never had like friends. I think I had like 2 friends in my whole 18 years of life. My parents were very strict Catholics. They would try to choose the friends that I would hang out with because they didn't want them
really? Wow.
Yeah, so I didn't have any friends whatsoever, no social skills. I'd just go home, go to school, come back, study. I was doing well in my studies, but everything else in my life was just falling apart. It was when I went to university, then I left home for the first time. Then I didn't have the supervision, 24-hour supervision of my parents, but I realized something was wrong. I just couldn't talk to people, women, men. I just couldn't make friends. I just couldn't express myself. I just couldn't, it was a nightmare. And, I hit a rock bottom in my life whereby I was depressed, I was lonely, I was frustrated.
You hit depression?
Yeah, I hit depression to the point where, like, I was thinking, well, this is not worth it. Life is not worth living, This is, because in university you see all your friends going out, having fun, dating girls, having sex.
Yeah.
And you think, why can I be like those people? Why can I be the cool guy? Why can't I just have a girlfriend? So, and then
you're saying you was a bit of, you're an introverted sort of, you're quite happy you wasn't happy, but you just resort to staying in while all your friends were going out.
Yeah, for the first year of university, that's where, like, you're a bit social and going out and having fun and getting to meet people and all that stuff. I just stayed in the whole time. I would just go to my lectures, come back, just study. That's what I did, no friends whatsoever. And it was depressing, think about it right now. Yeah, so I had a friend who was geeky like me, and we were in the same boat, and I noticed over time that he started changing, like the way he dressed, the way he behaved. He had more friends, and I just couldn't understand what was going on. So one day I just asked him, what's going on, mate? Why, you seem different. What's going on? And he's been telling me about this stuff he's been learning. He found on the internet called the game and all this stuff, and yeah. So one day
he's the kind of one that opened the door for you, on this whole community.
Yeah, he's a guy that basically I discovered by accident because I went to his house one day. I wanted to pick up my maths textbook or something from his house or something, and he invited me over. When I got there, we had a drink. I've been asking him, so what's been happening? He's telling me all these crazy stories he's been up to, what he's been up to. Then I saw a book on his sofa, which looked like a big Bible. I thought it was a Bible. It was like black, because I grew up reading the Bible, so I thought, is this guy been reading the Bible? What's going on?
Quite the opposite, right?
Yeah, so I picked it up. I just opened it. I realized it wasn't the Bible. I was like, yo, what's all this? And it's like, yeah, it's a book that I read called The Game. He explains how the game is. I'm sure a lot of people have read the game. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. I asked if I could borrow it. It's like, yeah. So I went home, read it. I couldn't just put it down. It opened my eyes. I was like, wow, this is the answer. This is what I've been looking for. I remember I just went out the next night and I just tried the lines that were in the book. And to my surprise, they were working. People were responding. People would ignore me. We didn't even know I existed. Were asking my name. And I was like, wow, I'm onto something here.
So you saw the change straight away and you thought, hang on a minute, I'm onto something here. Broke the pattern.
Yeah, exactly. At that point, I thought it was the lines in the book, but what it was is I had the confidence that the lines in the book worked. So it allowed me to communicate better and just start the whole process. So after that, I went to sign up for boot camp, mystery methods. I read a bunch of stuff. I met a lot of guys. And over the course of 5 years, I just been developing myself to the point where, now actually I'm confident in what I'm doing and I can share my knowledge and experience with other people. And I'm passionate about sharing my knowledge with other people because I know where they're coming from. I know what they're dealing with. I've been there myself. So I'm really passionate about that.
Is there any particular thing for you, Simon, that really sort of sticks out, as your time? I mean, you've been as a training specialist for 3 years now, right?
Yeah.
What is the one thing you say that you're most particularly proud of as a trainer?
Well, as a trainer, basically, is just being able to offer my knowledge and experience to other guys, helping other guys. These guys come to me they're not happy, they're depressed, they're angry, no social life, no girlfriends in their life. And you can tell that something is missing from their life. They can be healthy physically, mentally, they can be successful in business and their career. But if they can't make that connection with the women they want in their life, they feel like life is not worth living. So just being able to help other guys and seeing them transform and achieve their goals. A lot of guys come to me with different goals. Some of them, they just want to have fun, meet a lot of women and date a little bit. Some of them want to find a girlfriend. Some of them want to actually find a wife and get married. Recently, I was invited to one of my students, 3 months ago. This guy came up to me and he wanted to learn the game, but also to find his wife. I think he was 50 years old or something. And then 3 months later, he met the girl that he wanted. And then they got engaged, and I was invited to the engagement party.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's something to be proud of right there.
Yeah, and he was happy, and his girlfriend was happy, and everyone else around that room was happy, and you realize, wow, this is amazing. This is life transforming. And these are the kind of things that give you fulfillment and you're proud of,
Yeah. That's a fantastic story.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's move on to the focus of this whole podcast then. We want to talk about sexual escalation here. We want to talk about, how to do it successfully, what is the correct way? Let's explore the mindset.
Well, the thing about sexual escalation is, a lot of guys out there, when learning this game, they learn how to start a conversation using different kind of openers, how to transition, how to get in a conversation, how to get phone numbers, text game, all that stuff. But what's missing from their game is just sexual escalation, which means just being a sexual confident man,
Mm-hmm.
and expressing that with women that they find attractive. Just expressing your sexuality. First of all, you have to accept that I'm a sexual man, and this is what I'm here on this planet to. I find women sexually attractive, and you don't apologize for it. You don't explain yourself. You don't feel embarrassed or guilty about it. Once you get to that point, you want to start learning how to express that in a comfortable way, you know. And a lot of guys out there who I teach game, they know everything else about the game, but they just don't know how to be a man. And that's something which I had to really teach myself.
So what is that? What is that? Well, being a man. I mean, that's something I've often heard you say, teaching students, and when I've heard you do a few of your talks, you often go, you have to turn up and be a man. You have to bring out the man in you. Now, could you break that down for us a bit, Simon?
Yeah, definitely. When I say being a man, I know it's a vague term, that's just been thrown around. But being a man is, you have to know what it means to be a man. What are the qualities of being a man? As a man, you're a leader. As a man, I'll give you four cornerstones of being a man. As a man, you're honest. When I say honest, people in the community talk about direct gain, indirect gain. But I talk about honesty, which can translate to direct gain. So the man is honest and upfront about his intentions, interests, and desires in terms of dealing with the opposite sex, but in terms of dealing with family and friends and business. So a man is very honest and direct and straightforward. He lets the second party know what he's interested in, right? But he also tries to create a win-win situation. But also a man takes risks. A man is a risk taker. In your life, with the opposite sex, you want to take chances. You see something you want, you go for it. If you're gonna play the lottery, you're taking a chance, you're taking a risk. How are you gonna win if you don't play? You have to play, and you have to take a chance. So as a man, he's a risk taker, but also as a man, he's controversial. When I say controversial, I don't mean start fights and arguments, all that stuff. I mean, as a man, you gotta be strong in your belief of who you are, your identity, and say, this is why this is what I believe, this is what I stand for, and then you present yourself to the world like that. Let's think about world leaders like the Prime Minister, David Cameron, maybe Barack Obama. Those men are controversial figures. They believe in what they stand for, and they are who they are. You may not agree with his politics, or you may agree with whatever they do, but they are controversial because they divide opinions. You vote for them or you don't. So as a man, a lot of men, they're afraid to be controversial and polarizing, especially when dealing with the opposite sex. They want to present they want everyone to like them. They don't want to step on any toes. So you're not doing yourself as a favor for being a man, basically. But one thing also, as a man, I think you gotta, in terms of being honest, I think you gotta have confidence, because everyone knows that when we're dealing with women.
That's so vague, isn't it? What is confidence? I'm sure you can break it down for some, but for saying that a girl likes a man of confidence, what is that? And are you saying that what that is a man that's honest to himself? He's a leader, and he goes out and gets what he wants. Is that what you're saying? Well,
that's part of it. That's just part of it. Confidence is a term that gets tossed around every now and again. Women like confidence. But what is this? I think everybody has their own definition of confidence. The dictionary says confidence is something else. But one thing I've learned over the years, and one thing I teach my students, is the definition that I give them, especially when you're dealing with the opposite sex and being a sexual man and expressing your sexuality. Confidence is seeing what you want, seeing the kind of women that you want, approaching, being honest about your intentions, interests, and desires, taking a risk, taking a chance, and being yourself. When I say be yourself, I mean show her who you are, what you believe in, what you stand for, and see what happens. That's confidence. So confidence is when you come to a place in your mind that I'll go for what I want. I'm going to be honest about it. I'm going to be who I am. I'm going to express who I am. And whatever happens, whether it happens, great. Whether I get a result, great. If it doesn't happen, great. So even if it doesn't work out, we don't cry about it. We don't get depressed. We don't commit suicide. As long as I'm taking those actions. I say to my students, you can walk in a room full of beautiful women. and you can approach all of them. You're being honest about your intentions. You're being confident. You're being controversial, polarizing. You're taking a lot of risks. You tell them exactly what you think. And all of those women can say to you, no, sorry, no interest. And you can walk out that room being the most confident man in the world. That's what I mean by confidence.
Okay. All right, well, we covered a bit about the mindset there then. Let's say that we're having a conversation with a woman. Things are going okay. She's asking us questions. She's showing that she's interested. Now, at what point are you going to go, you know what, I'm just going to flip the switch here. I'm just going to turn my sexual frame on?
Ideally, you want to do it from the beginning. From the beginning.
Well, so it's more of like, so you're talking about going sexual straight away. I mean, I know we talked about the mindset of, I know, so for me, like from what you just said, I'm going to go approach this girl. And I've got the mindset of, I'm going to talk to her and then I'm going to get sexual. But what my question is at what point do you tell your students to switch it sexual?
Well, I don't tell them to switch it sexual or go sexual. I tell them to be sexual. There's a difference. Mm-hmm. Don't go sexual. Being sexual is not something you do, it's who you are.
I like that.
Yeah, being sexual is not something you do, it's who you are. So when you think about getting sexual and being sexual, you've missed the point. So it's who you are. I'm sexual. I'm a sexual man. I just express myself as a sexual man. I express what I think, how I feel. I express that. So it's not about turning on and off. It's not like a light switch you turn on and off. If you turn it on and off, like, okay, it's time to go sexual, it's time not to go sexual.
So what I'm saying is, at what point do you express that? Because, you are the sexual guy. You are the sexual guy in a conversation. You're quite content with that feeling. But how are we going to express that to that woman? Like, is there a way of doing that makes her feel safe and it doesn't come across as creepy?
Yeah, exactly. There is. Well, ideally, you want to express yourself as a sexual man from the beginning. You start small. Simply by, there's two ways you can sexually escalate, verbal and non-verbal escalation. So verbal is when you approach a woman and you say to her, I just saw you, I think you look nice, I think you're beautiful, I think you look stunning. I'd love to get to know you. When you say those things to women, you're sexually escalating.
You're showing your intent, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So as soon as you say that, you escalate from the beginning. She knows you establish the perimeter of the conversation as soon as you start the conversation, like, okay, this is how it's going to be. I'm interested in you as a man is interested in a woman. I'm attracted to you. If you're okay with that, sign this invisible contract and the conversation will progress.
That's interesting because you do something similar to what I do. Like I get to a point where I just put the game on the table.
Yeah.
I'm attracted to you, you're attracted to me, let's just get out of the way. You're saying it's very similar. You're just pointing out the attraction. So she's becoming consciously aware of it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, one thing men have to realize is that men and women were similar. We are both looking for we're both looking for the same things. We want love, companionship, good times, sex, all that stuff. We're looking for the same things. So dating becomes a game of trying to figure out who's right for us, who's compatible for us. So men have one of their biggest issues in terms of sexual escalation and expressing themselves is they think that women don't want what they want. That they think they have to try and manipulate the situation to getting what they want. But
sure, but don't you think that? Yeah, I mean, believe all women should want to have sex, of course. But what's holding them back, is often discussed. They don't forget what put in place to go. You know what? You don't have to feel guilty about this. Or how do we lay out smooth path where they don't have to wake up in the morning and think, oh God, I can't believe I just done that. Oh my God, I feel so bad. My friends are going to think I'm a slut or all these sort of things. How do we make her feel safe about getting to that stage?
Well, that's just, once we establish that, okay, we are both after the same thing. Basically, women like what we want, but, men, we can talk about sex and all this other stuff publicly to our friends, but women, they feel like if they do the same thing as guys do, their friends will judge them. So we have to take that in consideration.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't want to make them feel easy or slut or cheap. So now that's where the techniques comes into. For example, just giving a girl a compliment in the beginning, you're escalating the situation further. So you escalate with your words, the things you say. For example, I always say to my students, when you talk to a woman, always be comfortable using the word sexy.
Because what you're actually doing is you're actually using techniques to escalate up the ladder by just purely the words that are coming out of your mouth.
Yeah, exactly. So as we know, human communication is 90% non-verbals, voice tone, body language and all that. 10% is words. So let's use our words to sexually escalate and move things forward, right? So yeah, giving a girl a compliment, you're escalating. Saying that she's sexy, you're telling her that you find her sexually attractive. Also, I like to do a lot of verbal push-pulls, where I let them know my intentions, sort of like a statement of intent. But I push, then I pull away. For example, I'll say to a girl, yeah, I just met you and I think you're beautiful, you turn me on, I'm getting turned on right now, but I can't tell you that right now. Right? Or I can just say, you are so sexy, you got sexy eyes. It's like they're trying to seduce me. Stop doing that. It's not going to work on me. I call it the escalation cycle, whereby you mix normal, regular conversation with spikes of sexual escalation. For example, you could be talking about something just neutral, like what they do you're talking to a woman. She's talking about something she does for a living or her hobbies, whatever. At that point, you can just dip into, or you can just change the interaction to something sexual. She might say something like, I'm a doctor, then you can say, oh, I love doctors. I find them sexy. I always watch Scrubs on TV. Those doctors, female ones, yeah, quite sexy. And then you're escalating. Or you can do a push-pull, whereby if she's talking about something else, you just look at her breast and say, sorry, I just got distracted for a second. You've got like really nice boobs. Anyway, sorry, continue. Yeah. Or you can use something like, you can show your intentions, then take it away. You can say something like, you got like really sexy eyes. They're so seductive, and it's like they're talking to me right now. Stop doing that. Stop it. So you escalate, then you blame it on them that they are the ones.
Sure. It's like I call that teasing.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So you're the one who's escalating, making the move, but you blame it on them.
So how do you know? Simon, how do you know that she's actually, wanting to go further with this?
Well, you just have to calibrate. By calibrate, I mean look at her responses. A good sexual escalation should be fun and playful and cheeky. If she's smiling and laughing and punching the arm, it's always a good sign that she's receptive and you can continue pushing forward. But if you get a negative response whereby she looks kind of like upset, then you just have to back down a little bit and then build some more conversation, comfort and rapport, and then try again.
Okay, so that could be like a potential obstacle then, really, that we're looking at there. Like, she doesn't react too well, so you're saying dip back into comfort and then try again later. But what about when we talk about a bit more further down the line? We're talking about you've got them actually in your place.
Well, if you get them in your
and just experiencing a bit of resistance.
Well, LMR, that's what they call it, last minute resistance.
Yes.
Well, provided you've done the necessary steps, you've built comfort and you like each other, and she knows that whatever relationship is going on or is developing between you is some kind of sexual romantic relationship, and she knows it and you know it, and then it's moving in that direction, and you get her to your house, then women are not stupid. Once they come to your house, they know exactly what's going to happen. But obviously, their logic kicks in, and they don't want to feel easy and sluggish. So there's a bunch of techniques you can use. First of all, when she gets to your place, one thing you just have to do is just relax. Take your time with the seduction. You don't want to jump on them straight away as soon as they walk in your door. Just relax. What I want to do is when a girl comes to me, I want to create an effect in my house that it distracts their logic mind. For example, I would turn on the television, put some music on the television, put some music on my iPod. In my house, I've got like a lot of interesting stuff just lying around that she can just look around and she'll find something disrupt her. What I do nowadays is I take off my clock from my wall because, you don't want it to look at the time and think, wow, it's late, I have to go.
Yeah, so you do exactly what I do. It's like creating that bubble. You don't want to have anything around in the environment that could just switch her back to like a daily schedule or reminder of her routine, thinking, oh, what the hell am I even doing fooling around with this guy right now?
Yeah, exactly. So you want to make sure your bedroom or your house is working for you. That's the first step. Second step, you just want to relax. Know that, okay, it's on, just relax. If you're nervous or you're too excited, you might lose it. So just relax, first of all. Third of all, you want to steal their frame. You want to be the girl and let her be the guy. I would say things like, you're coming to my house, but you're not going to get lucky. It's not going to happen. I wear my ugly boxes to make sure nothing happens tonight. Yeah. You want to play with her frame. Anything a girl would say to you, which giving you resistance, you want to take that. If you start making out with her, you are the one who should pull away the first time and say, oh, I don't know, this is too early.
I like this. I got a friend to take it to the extreme, and what happens is, so he invites, after a day, he invites to go back to his house.
Yeah.
And then what he does, he sleeps on the sofa. So he goes, oh, you can have my bed, but I'm sleeping on the sofa. Nothing happens on the first night. And then what happens is, she goes to bed in his bed, and he's sleeping on the sofa, and it comes to the extreme of they actually walk down the hallway and actually wake him up because they actually want the sex.
Yeah, exactly. Because we chase what's running away from us. If you are the man, you are the one who's chasing.
That's an interesting point. That's the money there. We chase what's running away from us.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
a great point.
Yeah, so it's like the women are the one usually running away and putting the resistance. But when you as a guy run away and put the resistance, then there's something odd, something strange when a hot girl senses that this guy is running away, he's putting resistance. She has never felt that before in her life.
Yeah, exactly.
She freaks out like, what? All these other guys just jumped on me. Why?
Yes.
You see? But also one thing I've discovered over the years is when a girl is coming to your place and she's staying over in your place, don't have sex with her. Don't try to have sex with her that day, that night. Have sex with her in the morning. So what I do is I bring a girl, maybe we sleep in the same bed, and I just cuddle her. I don't even try to make a move at all. She's expecting me to, but I don't. And then in the morning, when you try to escalate, it happens smoothly, no resistance whatsoever. So that's something which.
So you're a bit of a nasty one. You let it play on her mind the whole night. What it could be like.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, because when it comes to escalation, you have to make some mistakes at some point. If you have somebody to teach you this stuff or you read it somewhere, then obviously you succeed faster. But for me, I had to make all the mistakes. And then I had to figure everything out. So that that experience alone allows me to succeed every time. So, you come up with these little tricks you do. You've got to set up your place properly, have wine, have music, have things going on. Have condoms in your house, have a nice clean place, have your place to work for you. But also once you're there, relax, know that it's on. My mindset is, when I'm with a girl, my mindset from the beginning to the end, my mindset is, I have something that you want. Mm-hmm. And we know that you want it. You're in my place right now. You're wearing that dress. So I'm going to make you work for it. I'm going to make you chase it. All right? Whereas a lot of guys, they look at a girl and they say, you've got something that I want. I have to do whatever I can.
Exactly. So it's all about reframing it so you are the prize.
Yeah, I'm the prize, yeah. If you're looking at a girl saying, you have something that I want, and you're chasing, you become a beggar in the streets who's always chasing for people for money, right?
Yeah.
So you want to just relax. Know that, okay, she wants what you want, and, it's going to happen. But it happens on your term. If you get that far, then you know that she wants you. Otherwise, she shouldn't be at your place at that point.
Exactly, yeah. So just always assume it's on. It is on.
It is on, exactly. It is on. So, once you get to your place, the last part of the seduction itself can be tricky, but if you know what you're doing. Because what drove me crazy when learning this game is, it's not about how much you're opening. You get a lot of guys out there who say, oh, I open 100 sets a day, I've opened 1,000 sets this week. But then I ask them, so how many did you close? And they're like, well, 0 or 1.
Yeah. We just talked. Yeah.
Yeah, we just talked. Yeah. So I'm not really interested in how much you open, how much conversation you have, how much numbers you get, how much days you get. I'm interested in how much are you closing, how much are you succeeding. That's what I'm interested in. Yeah. And then you see all these pickup videos on the internet, guys opening and getting numbers and all this stuff. But yeah, that's well and good. But the question is, how much are you closing?
That's right. Right. You know, how much are you sealing the deal? So
yeah.
Let's talk about that though. Let's talk about, it's the Kiss and Tell podcast, Simon. So what is your most memorable pickup moment, or your most recent, or your most favourable one?
Yeah, that's a good one actually. I have a load of interesting little stories that happens all the time. But the most recent one is when I was out on a one-on-one coaching session with the students. After the coaching session, we were both exhausted, so we just decided to go for a drink at a bar. He opened the girl. I didn't see these two girls. He opened two really hot friends on the bar. He started chatting to them. I looked, and he was there. He signaled me to come and wing him, so I went in there. As I went to wing him, then I realized he was interested in the other one, and that friend was the obstacle. So I just started winging, but I realized, wow, I like this girl. She's actually hot. So I thought to myself, okay, let me just, I'm too tired. I'm not gonna do anything technical and, follow a script of my game. I'm just gonna just have fun with it, basically. Have fun with it. So just get in a conversation with the girl, get into some rapport, do a little bit of sexual escalation. One thing that I do as well when I'm sexual escalating is I like to do a lot of sexual qualifications. Or qualification.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Sexual qualification. Qualification is getting the girl to prove herself to you. Sexual qualification is getting a girl to prove herself sexually to you. So I'll say something like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good of a kiss are you? What's the most adventurous thing you've ever done with a girl?
Yeah.
So you're getting her to invest sexually. So, play with those as well. But also I do some sexual stories, which I'll give an example of a sexual story. This is all sexual escalation. Mm-hmm. Sexual story will be something like, I went to this Italian food place. They make the best Italian in the world. It's amazing. The Italian, I had a pizza. The pizza is amazing. The pizza is better than sex. Trust me. Then I just bait her into a sexual topic.
Yeah. Okay, so you use that as a vehicle to get you onto the subject.
Yeah, exactly. So as a guys, I always tell them, be comfortable talking about sex with women because it does more for you than you can realize. Yeah, so I'm doing my sexual push-pulls, teasing her. I'm doing my sexual qualifications. I'm doing my sexual stories, little stories that just introduce the topic of sex. I would say something like, I read somewhere that women prefer to have sex in red high heels. Is that true? What do you think? All right. I just introduce us. It's not about me and her. It's about something else that I heard or I read about. Yeah. Or I even say something like, my niece, she's 16. She called me and she told me she had sex for the first time. I didn't know whether to be happy for her or to be pissed off. What do you think? Yeah. And then we can talk about
Yeah, these are all little nice little vehicles. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so sexual little stories, sexual push-pulls. I would say something like, if it was just me and you in this place, I'd just bend you over and take care of business. And, but I'm not going to do it because we're in public. So yeah, sexual push-pulls as well. But also, the thing about sexual escalation, it escalates verbally, but escalates non-verbally, which is escalate with your eyes. Look at them with seductive eyes. Your eyes are very important in sexual escalation. But also your voice is very important. When you talk to a girl, you want to slow down, pause, because sexual tension reveals itself in moments of silence. So use that to your advantage. So I do that a lot. People who speak fast, I call them premature ejaculators, But people who take their time when they speak, they communicate more sexuality in that moment.
Sure. And the more slow, the more tension it builds.
Yeah, exactly. So use your eyes, seductive eyes, I call them. You look at a girl with a cheeky smile as if to say, I've got a secret that I know that I'm not going to tell you, but you don't know. And you kind of have a slight smile on your face, and he just does a good job. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's for more. Yeah, so yeah, I'm talking to this girl in the bar, and I'm just escalating and having fun. You got to have fun when you're escalating. Have fun. Because women would do anything as long as it's fun. So have fun with it. Be cheeky, be playful with it. Self-amusement, feel like. So I'm just telling this girl, yeah, you're my type. You know, I'm hitting on you right now. I want to take you home. And she kept on saying, well, it's not going to happen. I was like, well, we'll see. You know, I'm very charming, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Kept on escalating, having fun, a bit of push-pull. When the bar closed, I said to her, okay, come, let's go. She's like, where are we going? I'm like, well, to my place. Like, I'm not going home with you. I was like, yes, you are. Come. And then I just took her to my place. As a man, you got to lead. You know, from me to sex, you're leading the whole thing. That's your job as a man. You know, when you're dancing with a woman, you're the leader. In seduction, you're the leader.
Seduction is a dance, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a dance. And the man, your job is to lead the whole thing. You have to make things happen. She just wants to follow and, you know, she wants you to have a plan and know what you're doing at all points. So lead as a man. Take action. Be the initiator of everything. So yeah, you have to lead. Lead the conversation, lead the escalation, lead taking her to your place, everything. Yeah, so I'm leading her to the outside out of the bar, going home, got home. As soon as the girl comes in my place, I'm relaxed. I know it's on. You know, I've done this so often that I never mess it up. Switch on the telly, switch on music, some wine, relax a little bit, come to my place. I say to her, listen, I'm not going to have sex with you. I was just playing with you. I don't have sex with a girl the first night. And besides, I didn't shave my legs. So it's not going to happen. So anything a girl would say to me, I would say to her, which is funny, right? Which is just funny. But also, one thing I want to make clear is for guys listening to this out there, when you develop your sexual confidence, sexual escalation is not something you do, it's who you are as a sexual man. So develop your sexual confidence. I would say spend time learning about sex and how to give women orgasms. Just knowing that you're good in bed and you can please a woman and you can give her orgasm makes you a really strong sexual man, and women respond to that. They just gravitate because you look at them knowing that I have something to give you. So yeah, I'll recommend guys out there to learn about sex and how to give women orgasm and spend time in that part of their game because it builds your confidence up. Something I can recommend that really helped me is there's a program called the Female Orgasm Blueprint. Basically,
can you say that again?
The Female Orgasm Blueprint.
Well, it's about this guy who's used to be a porn star. He's an American guy. Now he teaches guys about sex and women and how to give women orgasms. It's kind of like, it's quite cool. It's not like something too vulgar. It's just like sort of like mainstream, but it's just knowing a few techniques and knowing that you can please a woman does a lot for your sexual confidence. Yeah. So yeah, at this point, I've developed my time just learning this stuff. When I'm with a girl, I'm so relaxed, but I'm confident at the same time. This girl is in my house. I'm teasing her. I'm flirting with her. I'm pushing her away a little bit. She's chasing. I fall asleep. She falls asleep. And then the next morning, I just wake up, escalate a little bit, and then it's on from that point. No resistance whatsoever. So that was like a really fun story.
There's a lot of stuff you applied there that made that happen. And I think, if the people listening actually listen to that story back, you can actually see the stuff that you've talked about is all incorporated within, why that became successful, why that happened.
Yeah, exactly. I think these kind of things, field reports, lay reports, they're always interesting because when you look at someone's lay reports, you can see what they did right. You can see how things were, so that you get experience. You get experience through their experience, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Simon, that's great. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you've given us there. The mindset, a lot of tips on how to get sexual, when's too far, and calibration. There's a lot in there, and I think our listeners are going to get a lot of value from that. So, Simon, thanks for coming onto the show. I mean, and how can people get hold of you, Simon?
Yeah, thanks, mate, for the invite. Yeah, for anyone who's listening and wants to get in touch with me, go to kezia-novel.com. You can click on the team page. You'll find my profile over there. You can email me at simon@kezia-novel.com. That's simon@kezia-novel.com.
But also, I'm working on a new venture, a new project. I call it the Authentic Men's Club. It should be ready in the next month, by the end of June. So by the end of June, just do a Google search. You'll find the Authentic Men's Club. It's a business that I'm creating to help guys to develop their confidence, their communication skills, but also just to learn how to be true, sexy, authentic men in life, in whatever area it is. So that's what I'm trying to put together. So yeah, check it out.
Fantastic. All exciting stuff, Simon. All exciting stuff. Right. Yeah. We're gonna have to wrap it up there, mate. Let's say, you can get hold of Simon, kg-noble.com. What a fantastic podcast. Thanks for coming on, Simon. And we'll hang out soon.
For exclusive one-on-one coaching and mentoring, get in touch. Send me an email, info@johnnycassell.com.